Please note, the video that you are about to watch is highly opinionated and controversial. If you are the type to get easily offended by things, I highly recommend you click off this video now. With that warning being issued, I would like to start off this video. Let's get into it. Welcome to the first episode of Omega's Thoughts, where I will be covering controversial subjects, what's going on in the world, and pretty much anything that catches my interest. In this episode, I will be talking about America, its stereotypes, the government, and it sort of being the big brother to the world, etc., etc. Let me start off by saying, in no way am I saying America is the greatest country. In no way am I saying we are the bosses of the world. This is just an opinionated video backed up by some facts. As a proud American, I am comfortable to say that the stereotypes around the world about us are not facts. Not every American is morbidly obese. Not every American is a dumbass. The fact of the matter is that there are these types of people everywhere. But because of the fact that America is so large and heavily prone to illegal immigrations, these stereotypes are abundant. People often say that America is the worst country on earth, that we can't take care of our people. If this were true, why do millions risk their lives to come to America? If America was full of a bunch of idiots that don't know what the fuck they're doing, why do people travel from all across the world to attend our schools? America's standards for education are far superior to some other countries. In schools in America, the passing percentage on average is 65 to 70% out of 100%. To me, that sounds kind of challenging because I know of some places overseas that of course I won't mention due to obvious controversy, where passing grades are at least 40%. I'll be perfectly honest, a lot of Americans end up failing due to these high standards. Does that mean we're dumb? Of course not. Because if we were to take these failing grades overseas to these other countries, we would actually be able to pass comfortably. On this basis, the people you call stupid in America are actually average overseas. So unless you're above average in these other countries, you have no right to be calling every American stupid. I love to debate with people about these facts, but the fact of the matter is that a lot of them don't know what the hell they're talking about. So a lot of the people that end up insulting us Americans and using these stereotypes don't know what they're talking about. They have no facts, they don't know anything, so your arguments become obsolete. And stereotypes are just a certain amount of people that the stereotypes just happen to be associated with. Obviously, stereotypes didn't come out of thin air. It has to be true to some extent. That being said, of course there are stupid obese Americans, but saying that every American is like so is just beyond ignorance. On the topic of stupidity in America, do not let the media define who we are as a people. Shows like Jersey Shore, The Kardashians, Teen Mom, etc. is not how America is. These media outlets portray us as that, but in reality it doesn't even come close. On to the government. This is where I would agree with most people in that our government is corrupt and lazy for the most part. And people often argue that the government is stupid and that we should tax the top 1% that control 42% of the financial wealth in the US. Now you need to think about that for a second. People suggest that we should unfairly tax people who worked their ass off and took risks with their business and finally made it. That's what America is about. Work hard and you get what you deserve. Now, granted, there are people who get filthy rich by pretty much doing nothing. It's all the stupid consumers that buy into these people and further extend the stereotypes of America. But it's not just Americans that buy into these people. It's citizens all across the world that just become infatuated with what America has to offer, no matter what the government does. However corrupt the government may seem, for the most part, our constitutional rights are protected. The Occupy movement gets blown out of proportion, where the authorities attack the protesters, and just like stereotypes, that is just a certain event or a certain group. Not every Occupy location will result in the authorities becoming violent, just like not every American is obese and mentally incapable. That being said, the government does do questionable things that may interfere with our constitutional rights, but that's for a whole nother video. The fact that we have constitutional rights in the first place makes America a great place right off the bat. And a lot of governments in foreign countries are based off of or are becoming like the American government, so obviously we gotta be doing something right. Speaking of foreign countries, can you name another country that helps out as much as we do? I for one do not like that we do this, but America is essentially the big brother to a lot of countries. We spend millions, maybe even billions, helping others when natural disasters occur, or if they're having an internal conflict, or are in need of military support, which again, I do not agree with. The reason why I don't think we should be doing these things is because it's setting us up for failure. We try to spread out and help too much, then we get invaded and crumble. Don't get the wrong idea, I do think we should help other countries to keep our resources such as gas, oil, etc. But as far as America policing every other country, I think it's completely stupid. I'm not saying just blatantly ignore other countries, because if we do that, then they can build nuclear weapons behind our backs and attack. With the history of radical leaders such as Hitler and Stalin, we can never be too safe. However, we do need to police to some extent. We need to make sure that other countries don't have a mass amount of nuclear weapons. This way we can avoid nuclear war. At the same time, it's just foolish to assume that other countries won't be working on said nuclear weapons, because they would see that America has all this military technology and they need some way to defend themselves. Some may say that America having nuclear weapons and other countries not having as much nuclear weapons is a bad thing and is completely unfair. Well, it's because of this uneven ratio that keeps things in check. No one in their right mind would attack America because of our military prowess and the constitutional right to bear arms. If our military, by some magical reason, can't defend us, then you can bet your ass the citizens will grab their guns and start shooting at you. No matter what way you look at it, yeah, America has its flaws, but at the same time, things revolve around us. If there were no America, North and South Korea would have already started a nuclear war that would affect other countries in the vicinity, and not only that, other countries across the world. If America wasn't there, who would have helped Haiti? Yeah, we have our stereotypes, who doesn't? The biggest flaw that America has at the moment is our government. Say what you want about us being fat and stupid, but you can't deny that America is a great and powerful country. And that is Omega's thoughts on America. See you next time.